Hey, all well, all fine, kick it with Amaechi. Come and have a good time, kick it with Amaechi. The grandkids and grandma, kick it with Amaechi. We in here, we in line, just to see Amaechi. All well, all fine, kick it with Amaechi. Come and have a good time, kick it with Amaechi. The grandkids and grandma, kick it with Amaechi. We in here, we in line, just to see Amaechi.
Good morning. It's been a while since we've done this. I am actually, oh my God, I've been up since 4 a.m. Meal prepping. Have a lot of data saved in my phone and in my other devices, so I couldn't bring you guys along for that, but it's not anything that you haven't seen in the past. So maybe I'll do one of those meal preps for you again in the near future. But I was up meal prepping because the kiddos and I, we go up into the city of Camden and we give out food and hygiene packages to the homeless. So I buy the 10-pound bags of pancake mix whenever I go to like Sam's Club. I like to keep 2 to 3 bags in the house at all times because we keep one for ourselves, and then I generally cook up batches of pancakes and waffles, and that's generally what I take down to the homeless. Things that they don't necessarily have to warm up to eat. I make it nice and hot before we go ahead and do that. So I already took care of that. Making everything up. We are not in a position to go out today to do it, so I was able to send it with my girlfriend because hubby's at work. Other than that, I would have gone and he would have been here with the kids, but it's okay. My girlfriend does it too, and she was able to take it out for me. So now that I got all that batch cooking out the way, and please don't mind this area, this is what I got to clean up after doing it. But I have to go ahead and get my babies fed, and I will not put them off. So now that they are up and moving about, it's time to get them fed their breakfast. So today they're having something simple, just some brown and served sausages, which I've already have in a pan here. I make mine in the oven. I utilize these Dollar Tree pans for everything. The pizza pans, these round cake pans, any of the pans that they have to offer, I utilize them for baking all kind of stuff. Not necessarily what they're for. I repurpose everything. So this is very easy for me. It's a lot less work, so it works for us. So they are, like I said, the brown and served Vermont maple sausages that we're making today. So that just went in the oven. Next, I am going to be doing some Grand's biscuits. This is Tatai's favorite. This is what he requested, so this is what we're doing this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get those onto the pan. And again, I repurposed all my pans, so here we are with another pizza pan. Dollar Tree pans, I'm telling you guys, they work. You don't have to spray the pan or anything. You just go ahead and use your clean pan and get these babies on there. You can spray the pan if you want. I don't feel it necessary. And you just get them on. Put your biscuits on. So, here we go. It's done. Easy peasy, guys. And then we'll be making some eggs, so let me get that ready. I was supposed to make up some yogurt ahead of time, and I didn't, so they do have their Go-Gurt, so I'll just give each of them that, and I'll make some yogurt up later this evening, so that I can use up some of the tubs of yogurt that I have in the refrigerator. So let me get some eggs. But how are you guys? I hope everyone's enjoying the warmer weather. It's still quite bipolar here in New Jersey. That's normal. Can't seem to get everything under control here. I am suffering from severe allergies. Let me do this. 1 minute, guys. I hate when these containers make a lot of noise. Getting that go. Oh, why did I leave the milk? I've been doing so much today, I can't keep up where I am. So, I'm just gonna use my mixing bowl here, and I'm gonna crack some eggs and get these going. This is a rather easy breakfast. The most I'm doing is making the eggs, but. Yeah, my allergies are really annoying right now. I'm suffering. I don't know if you guys can see my eye here. Oh my God. Yesterday, there was a sack under my eye. I wanted to go on live last night, but my face looked a mess. There was nothing I can do about it. I have ongoing eye issues, so trying to cover it up with makeup is not an option for me. It's not that deep. I wanted to go on and play some trivia games, but the way my face was looking, I just put I alternated between heat and ice on my eye, and what's that? Let me get some seasoning for this. Just a little salt and pepper. Nothing extra. The kids are so picky. I don't want to put too much on their foods. So just salt and pepper today, guys. Little milk. These are shelf stable. I'm using a lot of things from my prepper pantry right now to make sure we're not losing anything. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Check your stock. I tend to go down. I was doing it every week, but I switched it to every other week when I'm doing my nighttime chores. I'll go ahead and check the stock, the inventory down there in my prepper pantry when I'm doing like that washroom and hallway area. Since I'm in that area, I made it a part of what I'm doing when I'm doing the washroom and hallway area. So I check the dates every other week now. Anything that is going to expire soon, I'll pull it, and then I'll incorporate that in my next in my next meal plan for the following week. But if it's something that's going to expire sooner than that, I'll go ahead and cook it up. Find a recipe, or just something off the top of my head, whatever, we'll get it cooked up. So I'm about to get these eggs going, and now I'm going to go ahead and slide the biscuits in alongside the sausages. Let me get these eggs going. Haven't decided what the kids are going to have as their drink, but that's easy. They'll choose. And that's what we'll have. I'm thinking more like water today. Matter of fact, that's what we'll do. Water, because I like to make sure they get their water in, and because they didn't have school yesterday, nobody reached for water bottles. So it was juice pouches, and soda. So yeah, we're gonna get that water in today. Grandma like to make sure that we are following our diets around here for myself and the kiddos. It's very important to me that we all maintain a healthy diet. Like, you ever have like your favorite utensils, guys? The one I like is obviously, yeah, I use it this morning. What am I thinking? Oh, that batch cooking. So I'm gonna have to use a different one. But I have like a favorite spatula that I like to use. I know, crazy. I guess every cook do have something that really works for them, where they can handle it better, and that's what they go for. So here we go. Gonna go ahead and get those eggs in. This is Kha'yair's favorite eggs, breakfast food, eggs. I remember when he was a little baby, my first grandbaby, and he was the little baby. He always would come to my bedroom every morning. Mom want eggs, Mom want eggs, Mom want eggs. And then he discovered he liked applesauce. And then he would come to my room, Mom want sauce, Mom want sauce. So I, tell these kids these stories now, and they be so tickled, guys. They be like, I said that? I'm like, yeah, it was you. Let me get their trays down. They are amazed when I tell them stories about things they did when they were younger. And I love to tell them their little stories, and I show them all their little pictures of when they was younger, and they like, that's me. Like, I recently showed Kha'yair a video of himself at my home care provider, Miss Sparkle, that normally shows up in my lives that we do. I've always told you guys that I used her since I brought TJ home. So she's always been my home care provider, and she, I shared little clips. Like, sometimes I used to be at work, and she used to send me little clips of the kids. So yeah, I still got some of those clips. And then she recently sent me one of Kha'yair, and I showed it to him, and he's like, I was a girl, because Kha'yair had a lot of hair. Kha'yair and Kha'yair both had head full of hair, and he thought he was a girl because he had so much hair. It was up. Well, when I took him to daycare that morning, it was up in like a man bun. But by the time she sent me this video, he used to always like scratch and pull his hair. I know, ladies, if you have a little boy with a head full of hair, or little girls, they always somehow mess their little hair up. I don't care how pretty you get them in the morning, and even if they're with you, but whatever, halfway through the day or by the end of the day, they look like, who did it and why? Oh my God, they look like, you looking like, did you do that child head this morning? Yes, I did. Oh my God, he had pretty hair, but it was always scattered all over his scalp when I went and picked him up. I'm like, boy, I'm the one that went out for a hard day's work. What was you doing? Me and the babysitter would laugh and see, which day of the week it would be worse. But she did hair, and she would get that boy fixed up sometimes for me. Oh my God, and I loved when she would braid him for me. Oh my God. And that was before he was adopted. And just in case you don't know, because a lot of people don't, you can't alter the child's appearance. Even though I was grandma, it still doesn't matter before the adoption date. You have to abide by the agency's rules, because the parents' rights were not terminated. Mom was against him getting a haircut, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you talk to any people that may be foster parents or resource parents or what have you, they'll confirm what I'm saying to you. You cannot alter a child's appearance without permission, and that's haircuts and everything. So they Mom refused to let Kha'yair have his haircut. And I think my son was on board with her back then at the time. And I thought I went a long time with hair. But yeah, they would not let me cut his hair. And so all I can do is like the little man buns. I would braid it from time to time. But I really had my hands full. So it was a lot of man buns for me. But the babysitter, like when he was there, she would braid him up and she would get it nice and small where it would last, because he had such pretty hair. It wouldn't last. But the smaller she braided it, the finer it would last longer. So I was very grateful for that. Eggs are done, guys. Check on these biscuits. And so, well, the sausage really, because I know the biscuits just went in. So let's see what we got going on here. They look like they'll be done around the same time here. Another thing we can talk about is these senseless shootings that's happening all over. Oh my God. So prayers to all these innocent people that have lost their lives just recently in the past couple weeks. And I'm talking about the shooting at the elementary school down in Texas. Prayers to everyone affected. I'm talking about the senseless shooting that took place in New York at a store. Oh my God, prayers for everyone who lost their lives and the families who are affected. And I have talked about this story in my life because I have more details on this story than any. But I was able to see the funeral services for Vicky White, who was the correction staff that helped an inmate flee from the facility, and they were on a 10-day manhunt, and they were eventually apprehended by the officials with plans to have a shootout with them, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, their car was pushed into a ditch where they were both trapped inside, and she, near the end of the high-speed pursuit, was able to call 911 and let them know that she had a gun, she had her finger on a trigger, and basically she was about to take her life, and she did. Well, I don't know if they, because a couple days after, they were trying to say that they were putting her death on him, but at the actual scene, they were able to remove the gun. She still had the gun in her hand, so they had to take the gun from her hand before they even threw her out of the car. So how are they gonna put that on him? I don't know. I don't know what, police are very good at what they do. And I don't mean that in a positive light at all times. Sometimes they, they alter things. Or they research these rules and regs and they put it in the favor of how they want things to go. And how they came up with the fact that he is responsible for her death, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, but these are the go-gurts they're going to go with, guys. I had to open another box. We buy these. I buy so many at a time. And sometimes I take them and I put them, sometimes I take them and I put some in the freezer, but yeah. So I was able to watch her funeral services, and the guy that covered it, I want to say he did a great job in the fact that he was very respectful of the family. He got in and did his little coverage, and he didn't walk up on the family. He did it very respectful from a distance, just showing us everything that was going on at gravesite, and then he went on. So he did a great job with covering that. I was reading the comments because he was saying that everyone had such nice things to say about her. And that was people that knew her, for a number of years or just a few years or however they knew her personally. We only know what was presented to us. So presentation is everything. She was presented to us as an official who they were seeking because she helped an inmate escape, and that's how she was presented to us. And so we're not going to have the same feelings about this individual. We're not going to have empathy or sympathy for this individual. I know I do not. Let me speak for myself. I know that it was calculated by all the facts that was put out there. I know that it was the last day of her employment because she was retiring, and I just think that it was selfish. It was irresponsible. Like, all of those honors and things that she had goes right out the window when you make such a poor decision like that. You didn't only put yourself in harm's way. American citizens, we were all put at risk because you love this man. Like, how fair was that? And now, her family and friends expect us all to just forget about that. I don't think so. Okay. 6. I don't think so. We're never going to see it the way that they see it. That's not going to happen. Again, she was presented to us as a person that's heinous. That's a heinous crime. You may look at it like heinous as only like something coming from someone like Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever. This was a man that was in prison where he belonged, and you let him out, and he was already serving consecutive life sentences for murder. So you made a poor decision. You did, in fact, put yourself in harm's way as well. If it came down to it, and he had to murder you, what do you think? Because what's sad is he's still here. You're gone. This was a decision she made. She did not make this decision the morning of. Again, this was something that she thought about for some time, and she went through with it, and this is the aftermath. And while I do feel sorry for her mother because she's innocent in all this, and her family and friends, I do not feel sorry for Vicky. It is what it is. You made a decision. What they say, you make your bed, you lie in it. And they're like, rest in heaven, and I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that. I don't get to decide where anybody go. That's not what I'm here for. That's not even the point of me bringing up this story. But yeah, we're going to leave that right there where it is. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But guys, and I say this all the time, and people might not agree, and I don't like talking about things like that on a public forum. What's my opinion is my opinion. It's intimate for me. But I just would like to say that since I was younger, I always had the mindset that, okay, you have the elderly people that go to church, and they always say, they always quote things from the Bible. And I used to always hear them say, we're living in our final days. And they say, honor and thy mother and thy father, and all thy days will be long. And when they kept saying we're living in our final days, referring to there's a lot of murders happen, people are being murdered, all different kinds of, there was stealing, all different things. However, nobody took in consideration that if you knew these things were going to happen, somebody has to be the victim and somebody has to be the perpetrator. Like, did nobody look into it that far? They said that parents will kill children and children will kill parents. It's happening. It's true. I get it. It's said. You guys said it, and it is happening. But when it happens, people are so surprised. But didn't you know that some parent had to kill some child and vice versa. Like you walk around quoting it, but I don't think you get the extent of what you're quoting. Like, and they say the seasons would get confused. Well, I see that happening. It's true. Like right now, I keep complaining. New Jersey have very bipolar weather, but I mean, you said these things, so people act like they're so shocked about things, and I don't understand it. But now the sausages are done, so the entire breakfast is done, guys. I'm going to let it cool down a bit while I chit chat with you a little longer, like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, it's just funny to me that people quote the Bible, but then they don't look at it like the big picture. You know, they look at the very fine print. You got to look at the big picture too. The big picture is, if these crimes are going to happen, there has to be people that plays the role. There have to be a perpetrator. There has to be a victim. You know, people have to be dealt with accordingly in situations on a whole. So that's it. I don't want to go too deep into all that, but I just wanted to say that was my outlook as a child. Like, okay, if you say these things are going to happen, then you don't get to determine how things happen. Just, you know, you prepared yourself. You've been walking around saying it. You've been a philosopher. You've been spreading his word. So how could you not think about the big picture? But for anyone that do not know, on a more lighter note, I have a newer channel, Grandma Does It All. I was able to hit my first milestone of 100 subscribers. I would like to see that number rise. If you haven't already, please head on over to Grandma Does It All and check me out. I have decided to make that channel cleaning, organizing. I'm going to do some unboxings as they come along and some hauls. And I may sprinkle a little cooking here and there, but predominantly my cooking is here for this channel, so we'll see. Maybe like family events or something like that. But yeah, I'm enjoying creating content for that channel. I've already had one of my videos hit 1,000 views, so I was very happy about that. And I've only uploaded about 5 videos so far. Right now I am only uploading once a week on Fridays. I was doing it at 12 noon. I've decided to move it up to 10 a.m. because I have set the past 2 videos up as premieres, and unfortunately I wasn't even there on my own premiere, and I feel so bad. But my mother, I've shared with you guys, have had 2 surgeries, and I am the one taking her to her aftercare appointments. I am going to her house along with, like, whenever my sister is busy or working or whatever, because we have arrangements, then I'll fill in and do that. So with taking my mother to her appointments and helping out around the house, because she's not quite able to ambulate because she's in the walking shoe and she's using a cane. So I set these premieres up, and then I wasn't even able to be a part of the premiere, and I felt so bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move the times till 10 a.m. on Fridays and see if that works better. You know, as with everything else, you have to get a feel. This is a new channel. I have to feel where the audience is and when is a good time to upload over there. So that's what I'm doing for now. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to flip the camera around and let you guys see what we got going on here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and I will actually insert a clip of TJ when he was a little baby at daycare, and Kha'yair also when he was a little baby at the daycare, just to show you guys what I was talking about. Take notice when it's Kha'yair, and when he thought he was a little girl, he got the little man bun that's all messy. And then in both the clips, the boys are dancing, and I thought that was so funny. So let me go ahead and flip this around so I can get my babies fed, and make sure you stay tuned at the end so I can insert those clips. Love and respect to you all. They're all having your biscuits, their sausages, eggs, and yogurt pouch. And then I have the cup set up with the water boiling because everyone's going to have some hot chocolate with marshmallows. So There's plenty left on the stove for everyone who wants more, but I normally give them portion sizes like this, and that way if they want seconds, they can have another when it's actually a full portion. So this is another form of trickery that I use for my babies, and it tends to work. They think they're eating more, especially when they see Kha'yair, who has a more healthier plate. Then they want to eat more like him, and so they're actually getting their full portions. So again, thank you for tuning in to today's upload, and stay tuned for the clips.